Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be with you all tonight. My name is Anna Belden. I am the president of the Schuylerville High School Student Council. On behalf of the class of 2022, I would like to welcome you to our 76th annual commencement ceremony. I would like to thank the parents, family members, friends, members of the boards of education, Dr. Sherman, faculty, staff, and community members who have joined us this evening to celebrate this important milestone and the collective achievements of the Schuylerville class of 2022. At this time, I ask that you please rise as the Schuylerville Senior High Vocal Ensemble performs the Star Spangled Banner. Folks, please remove your caps.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that Star-Spangled Banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Graduates, you may sit. Welcome again to the class of 2022's commencement ceremony. This evening is special in many ways. It marks the end of a challenging and unprecedented journey through school, through life, and is the beginning of your next chapter. As a school district and a community, as Anna stated, this is our 76th annual commencement ceremony. A ceremony that brings back some of our past graduation traditions, as we have already seen with the singing of the national anthem by our vocal ensemble. We are so fortunate to have the ability to highlight the talents of our student body in so many of their endeavors. To watch the outpouring of community support for the diverse array of activities our students are involved in is one of the most intangible qualities that makes our school district second to none. Students, remember that feeling of support and reflect on all of the positive experiences that you have endured by being a Schuylerville student. Tonight, I would like to highlight 3 teachers that have had an everlasting impact on our students. Barb Nevins and Jen Moreau have taught in the elementary school for a combined 45 years. Having countless positive influences on students, many of our current graduates can remember their time in their classes. Congratulations to Barb and Jen on your retirement. Enjoy the sunshine, and welcome to the world of being an on-call substitute teacher. Ron Hayes has been a math teacher for the district for the past 23 years. Mr. Hayes is also a proud alumni of Schuylerville. Mr. Hayes graduated in 1985 after serving a week-long detention for an unexcused absence on a senior skip day. Imagine if we had those consequences now. Ron, you will be missed. Enjoy the open road on one of your many motorcycles. Congratulations on your retirement, and enjoy. Like Ron, many of our past graduates are here with us this evening. At this time, I ask that all the alumni that are in attendance tonight please stand and be commended for your continued support of our school district. Graduates, it is the sense of community that was just portrayed that makes Schuylerville a special place, a place that will always be home for all of you. This year also marks the end of a special piece of the puzzle that helps foster the Schuylerville way. His journey began as this group of graduates were in kindergarten. I'd like to take a few moments to acknowledge our outgoing superintendent, Dr. Ryan Sherman. Often, the work of an administrator is not directly seen, but felt by students and staff in the form of projects they spearhead and the opportunities they advocate for. That is the essence of who Dr. Sherman is. He has been a driving force for the Schuylerville Central School District for 12 years. One of his first focuses was on the realignment of school buildings from a grades K through 6 and a 7-12 model to the creation of a grades 6 through 8 middle school model, the beautiful building that stands behind us today. Throughout his tenure, the high school felt his impact. Dr. Sherman played a large focus on the expansion of AP and college-level courses for high school students, as well as distance learning lab opportunities, allowing students access to numerous elective courses and teachers the opportunity to instruct those courses for other districts. Dr. Sherman has led the district in various school improvement initiatives, including 3 capital projects, the most recent completed in 2021, including renovations to all 3 school buildings, as well as an addition to the middle and high schools. In 2015, a turf field was added to Black Horse Stadium, which is not only used by the district's athletic programs, but also by physical education classes, the community, and now our annual commencement ceremony. Thanks to Dr. Sherman, the students in this graduating class have benefited from much of what I have mentioned. We thank him for his service, his support, his friendship, and his dedication to the students and staff of Schuylerville. Thank you, Dr. Sherman. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mike Bodner, President of the Board of Education, who will address the class of 2022.
Good evening. Before I begin, if any of you brought like an extra beach towel to tonight, if you could bring it up to the stage, please, just so I can towel off my head, that would be great. On behalf of the Schuylerville Central School District's Board of Education, it is my honor to welcome you all to the graduation ceremony of the class of 2022. This ceremony is always one of the highlights of our year and gives us a chance to recognize and congratulate the graduating class on this important achievement. I would like to start by thanking everyone who played a part in getting our campus ready to host this event today. Until a few years ago, we had held our graduation ceremonies off campus at the City Center in Saratoga. While that venue is great, there is something that just feels right about hosting this ceremony here on our beautiful campus. It takes a tremendous amount of work on the part of a number of people to get the campus ready to host this event, and we owe you a debt of gratitude for all of your hard work. One of Schuylerville's strengths is the variety of opportunities our students have academically, as well as in extracurricular activities like music, drama, athletics, and clubs. This graduating class is full of examples of students who took advantage of those offerings, and I'd like to take a few minutes to highlight a few of those students. The valedictorian and senior class president, Sadie Tavares, in addition to being an excellent student, was also an accomplished multi-sport athlete in field hockey, basketball, and lacrosse, leading to her selection as our Female Scholar Athlete of the Year. Sadie also won the Post-Stars 2022 Teen Excellence Award, among other honors. Most importantly, Sadie is regarded as an outstanding teammate, and her passion and enthusiasm is second to none in anything that she pursues. Claire Pelletier-Hoblock, in an incredible accomplishment, was accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy, the Coast Guard Academy, and the Merchant Marine Academy. If you think it must be enormously difficult to be accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy, you're right. They accept only 7% of the applications that they receive each year. Claire was also awarded the Saratoga County School Board Association's Community Service Award and was a key member of the softball team. Anna Belden served as president of Student Council, National Honor Society, and French Club. She also excelled in drama club and in the vocal ensemble, in addition to being a member of the lacrosse team that won sectionals. The salutatorian, Megan Stadel, was an accomplished musician who earned a perfect score of 100 on her NYSSMA solo as a junior. Megan also excelled as a softball player, in addition to participating in French Club, National Honor Society, and Varsity Club. Ian Baker was an accomplished soccer player. Sorry. I'm always used to people booing, so this is different for me, but okay. Ian Baker was an accomplished soccer player who also served on student council, the senior prom committee, and as treasurer of the National Honor Society. Ian was also awarded the Rochester Institute of Technology's Computing Medal. Last but not least, Jeff Long, who participated for 2 years in the BOCES Heavy Equipment Program, was given an opportunity to intern with Galusha & Sons during his senior year. The commitment, skill set, and work ethic that he demonstrated during the internship led to a job offer from Galusha, which he has already accepted. These are just a few examples of students who have excelled in a variety of areas. Like Mr. Ducharme, I too would like to recognize a few retiring teachers that made an impact on many of you on your journey that led to today. The Board of Education would like to thank Barb Nevins, Ron Hayes, and Jen Moreau for their many years of service to the school district and for the impact that they made on so many students. On a personal note, Mrs. Moreau in particular is deserving of sainthood just for drawing the assignment of teaching both of my kids, especially Jack. Many of you have heard that there will be a shortage of teachers throughout the state over the next several years, which leads me to ask our graduates to do one thing. Please consider a career as an educator, especially here in Schuylerville. You know even better than I do that our school district is a truly special place. What makes Schuylerville special, though, isn't the things that you see, it's the people here that make it special. You also know how impactful our teachers were on you along the way, and therefore the potential impact that you can have on the lives of so many children. So if you decide to pursue a career as an educator, please consider doing it here to carry on our tradition of success. So, on behalf of the Board of Education, congratulations to the class of 2022. You are poised to do great things, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jordan Tizanos. I am the high school assistant I'm the high school assistant principal, and it is a true honor to be celebrating the outstanding achievements of the class of 2022. At this time, we will recognize our students who have earned the distinction of wearing academic graduation cords. Students, if you are wearing a blue and yellow combination or a single yellow graduation cord, please rise and remain standing. These cords represent incredible academic achievement. The single yellow graduation cord represents maintaining a cumulative GPA of 85 to 89% throughout their entire high school career. The addition of the blue graduation cord signifies that the student maintained a cumulative GPA of 90% or higher throughout their high school career. Please join me in giving all of our students adorned in blue and yellow graduation cords a round of applause. Congratulations, students. Please be seated. This microphone is a little bit tricky. Sorry. It is now my pleasure to reintroduce the Schuylerville High School Vocal Ensemble, who will be performing a stunning rendition of High Hopes. Please enjoy.
High hopes, had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes, high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. We'll make a legacy.
Manifest destiny. Back in the days, we wanted everything, wanted everything.
Mama said, learn your biographies, rewrite your history, light up your wildest dreams.
Museum victories every day. We wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said,
don't give up,
complicated, all tied
all
up,
tied up, no more love.
I hate to see you waiting.
Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had
high hopes.
high hopes. Mama said, it's uphill for oddities, dreams of crusaders. Ain't never wanted these.
Weird and the novelties don't ever change. We wanted everything, wanted everything.
Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, and never come down, no. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, and never come down.
Mama said,
don't give up,
complicated, all tied
all tied
up,
up, no more
I hate to
love.
see you waiting.
They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me, So I got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see, Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars, but I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had
High hopes.
high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had
High hopes.
high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had
High hopes.
high hopes.
Let's give our vocal ensemble one more round of applause. In keeping with the theme of phenomenal musical talent, it is with great pride that I introduce our high school musical instructor, the brilliantly gifted, passionate, and dedicated Mr. Michael Craner, who has the honor of introducing our salutatorian of the class of 2022. Let's give a round of applause to Mr. Michael Craner.
Good evening, parents, friends, family, and class of 2022. I am Michael Craner, and I have the distinguished honor of speaking this evening about an amazing young woman. But before I introduce her, I would like to take a moment to speak to the entire class. You had 1 year of normal high school in 9th grade. 10th grade, we all left in March with a great amount of uncertainty. 11th grade was the hybrid year of weirdness. Then, it was your year. In the words of Bruno Mars, when everything gets complicated, it only takes one day to change it, and that day is your day today. You have all been through things that none of us here tonight have ever or hopefully will ever experience again. But take a moment to remember the things you have accomplished. Can you imagine not knowing how to use Google Meet? You know, attending class in your pajamas, wild, crazy hair, which I don't have that problem, pile of snacks. Oh, wait, that was my daughter. Sorry. You all found a way to be better and rise up. Life is, as the Beatle John Lennon said, what happens to us when we are busy making other plans. Never stop making those plans. Keep making those memories, living these moments, and reaching for your goals and pursuing what you love. I would like to share a bit of a song I had the privilege to record with the Nocturne Troubadours as a poignant reminder as you move forward in your lives. Shine like the sun, cry with the rain. Float like a leaf, let the wind carry you away. Run, you rabbit, run. Bend like a reed when the storm comes. Sing like a bird and roll through the years, because life's a souvenir. Life is the souvenir. Now, getting back to this amazing young woman who has been my student for 4 years. She has been principal flute and concert mistress for the high school symphonic band. She studied flute privately even throughout the pandemic, and never stopped working extremely hard at developing as a musician. Despite the hurdles and challenges of the COVID pandemic, she earned a 100 on an all-state flute solo, spending many hours toiling over the video submission we worked so hard to record for days and days. This score led to her being accepted into the New York State Conference All-State Symphonic Band. If you are unaware of this as a musician, especially as a flautist, this is a monumental task and an extremely prestigious honor. This June, she gave a special performance at the high school spring concert, performing the flute solo in a gentle rain with the band in a triumphant and brilliant performance. Shortly after the concert, she approached me. "Mr. Craner, are you coming to graduation?" And I said, "Would you like me to come to graduation?" "Yes, please," she said. I just found out I am salutatorian, and I would like you to introduce me. I, of course, said it would be an honor to introduce her, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. I have thoroughly enjoyed seeing her grow as both a performer and a young woman. Earlier this year, she said she was going to visit Nazareth College. I told her that's where my daughter's going right now. Give her a call, and she'll show you around and show you what it's really like to be a student at Nazareth. The next time I saw her, she said, I'm going to go to Nazareth, Mr. Craner. I decided on my tour this is where I want to be. Just like my daughter had done the year before, and I was so honored to be able to assist her in her college search. She will be attending Nazareth in the fall, and I am confident she will accomplish great things at Naz and beyond. She is both kind and polite. She is amazing. She is humble, with an intensity and quiet determination, whether she is fielding the hot corner on the softball field, solving a mystery in a biology lab, or taking the featured solo in a performance. Her ceiling is unlimited, and we will certainly hear more things from her in the future. It is my distinct honor to introduce your class of 2022 salutatorian, Megan Stadel.
Thank you, Mr. Craner, for the introduction, and thank you all for coming to the class of 2022's commencement. I'd like to begin by thanking all of the parents, guardians, family members, friends, Schuylerville staff, and all of the other individuals who have made it possible for my peers and I to be here today, graduating before you. When I was writing this, I wasn't sure whether I should reminisce about all the memories, both the good and the bad, that I've made here, or if I should share my excitement for the future. However, I will say that most of my struggle was due to the lack of parameters, which is pretty funny when you think about it. All of my time at Schuylerville, in regard to any paper, poem, writing assignment of any kind, I was always told exactly what I needed to do. 6 to 8 pages, double space, 12-point font, etc., along with detailed instructions as to what each paragraph should include. Now, as I stand here today, giving one of the most significant speeches I've ever had to give, I'm told that I'm allowed to talk about anything, which, man, was that a mistake? Seriously though, I finally arrived at the decision that what I wanted to share was a quick look back, an appreciation for what we've been through and who we've become as a result. I also want this to be a wish for our collective future. With that in mind, what better way to convey my message and, at the same time, reflect my pandemic increased screen time than by including a few quotes from movies and TV shows which I may or may not have binge watched. You have been warned. For starters, I'm sure that most everyone can remember our teachers and parents telling us to enjoy school while we're here because the time will fly by. I'm not sure about everyone else, but I feel like that was a pretty accurate statement. Despite the fact that I inevitably rolled my eyes at these people out of mock disbelief, they were definitely right. This is best demonstrated by the quote from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a movie that I love. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you can miss it. Time seems to have vanished in a blink of an eye. Seemingly, it was just yesterday that someone used a glue stick to completely cover my desk and chair in glue in kindergarten. And yes, I'm still a little bitter about it. So if the person who did that should see me after the ceremony, I think we should talk. Relax. I'm just kidding. Mostly. Additionally, I have to include all of the elementary and middle school book fairs that we attended, which, if we're all being honest, were more about the weird stationery, posters, and the challenge of spending as close to the amount of money written on our parents' checks as possible without going over it than actually buying books. Or, who could forget, our freshman year of high school. It was our first and last full year of a normal high school experience. When you think about it, our class has lived through a lot, especially these past 4 years, that few people before us have experienced even once in their lifetime. We've seen tragedies occur, war, a pandemic that completely changed all of our lives, and so much more. Nonetheless, as said in Mulan, a movie that I've watched several times in the past couple of years after purchasing Disney Plus, the flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. We, the class of 2022, are those flowers. The past 4 years have shown us that we can persevere through anything as long as we remain determined, optimistic, and committed to a brighter future. Our time spent at Schuylerville has also demonstrated the importance of living in the moment, as everything can change in an instant. Therefore, as we move forward to the next chapter of our lives, please remember to stop frequently and take in both the good and the bad in the world around you. Admire the beautiful things and be part of the change to stop the bad. Appreciate everything and everyone you love, because now we know how quickly life moves. This is best summed up in a quote from Grey's Anatomy, which is a beloved 18-season-long show that I managed to watch in a matter of months during the pandemic. As the quote goes, "Whenever we think we know the future, even for a second, it changes. Sometimes, the future changes quickly and completely, and we're left only with the choice of what to do next. We can choose to be afraid of it, to stand there trembling, not moving, assuming that the worst can happen, or we can step forward into the unknown and assume it will be brilliant. So, let's choose the latter and assume our futures, and we will be brilliant." My final thought for my fellow graduates is a wish for each of you to have a wonderful and bright future. I hope that everyone finds their passion, whether that is a career, military service, a family, travel, all of the above, or an entirely different path in life. As said in the movie Hitch, something that I'll always watch if it is on, life is not the number of breaths you take, it's the moments that take your breath away. Thus, I encourage you to take a moment and take in today. Be aware of this wonderful accomplishment and this amazing day as we move on to the next step of our lives. I ask everyone in this class, as you are about to leave this place that for most we have known for the past 12 years, please, please live life to the fullest. Understand that at the end of the day, the only constant is change, but you will be where you're supposed to be. Understand that change, while it may be difficult, is often how the most growth can occur. If you can understand that, and you can let yourself take a leap of faith into uncertainty, you may find some of the greatest things in your life. And I can't wait to see what that is for each of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan, and congratulations on your achievement. Whoever glued her seat in kindergarten, you might want to watch out. She seems to hold a grudge. To introduce our valedictorian, our next teacher has a unique relationship with our student. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Tavares to introduce our valedictorian.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to stand before you as an educator for the Schuylerville Central School District and as Sadie Tavares' mother. Being a teacher in both the elementary and high school buildings, it has been a privilege to see the class of 2022 become these wonderful young adults you see before you here tonight. As parents and guardians, you should all be very proud of this occasion, which was made possible with your caring and support. Therefore, I would like to take a moment to recognize and congratulate everyone who has helped guide the class of 2022 to this impressive milestone in their lives. As I look back on what has brought my daughter Sadie to this moment, I cannot pinpoint one important event or person because there are so many people responsible for helping her achieve and excel in her time here. I have always believed in the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child," which means that an entire community of people must interact with children for their children to grow in a safe and healthy environment. That is exactly what Schuylerville Schools, our village, has done for our children. Looking back to the earliest years for Sadie, we didn't even know if she would get through one full day successfully. It was really touch and go for a while in the beginning when she pleaded with her kindergarten teacher, or frankly anyone that would listen, to help her escape the school and get home to us. With the help of her teacher, we decided to store my picture day photo in her lunchbox so she could sneak a peek to get herself through her school day. The free teacher portrait packet really came in handy that year. Sadie used it as needed, and she began to grow more confident in her newfound Schuylerville family. She developed maybe too much confidence because it wasn't long after that she was asked to run an errand by Miss Katie Devine. She figured Sadie knew the way because my classroom was in that wing and she could get the job done. However, Mrs. Devine had to call around nervously after a bit of time with no sign of Sadie or her friends. After investigating the trio's whereabouts, it seemed they had made about 6 stops visiting teachers with candy bowls and prize jars. It was quite a fruitful journey for the group, and their pockets were lined full of treats. I think it was at this point that we realized Sadie was going to be fine and would in fact not be a kindergarten dropout as originally feared. Sadie began to look forward to school each day because of every staff member that made it so special. Her bus rides with Denise Richard were always a great start and end to her day. She could not wait for the next opportunity to board the Bear Bus or smile for one of Denise's many photos. Sadie was motivated to learn throughout her time in Schuylerville, both in the classroom and out. Sadie always loved challenges, such as the 55-meter dash on field day in 4th grade, when she raced like her life depended on it, leading from beginning to end and getting a blue ribbon. I remember thinking then that Sadie thrived on determination because she wasn't necessarily the fastest, but she believed that if she tried hard enough, she would succeed. Schuylerville had instilled a belief that with setting goals and working towards them, anything was possible. This continued throughout her education. In sixth grade, Sadie and her friend Eliza wanted to learn algebra, so they asked Mr. Jason Meehan, their math teacher, for help. He didn't say he was busy. He didn't ask why they wanted extra work, nor did he say that they wouldn't be able to figure out the higher level math. Instead, he gave them the work and the foundation of confidence to push themselves to their limits. I think it worked out pretty well for Mr. Meehan, who later became their high school varsity basketball coach. They played with the same determination to succeed on the court as in the classroom. This may have resulted in maybe too much determination for Sadie, as she once tried to save a ball going out of bounds in a game against South High. She threw herself forward and she got the ball back in bounds. However, there was a slight problem. Sadie was nowhere to be found. She had used such force to lunge after the ball that she blew straight through an emergency exit door and out into complete darkness, unbeknownst to anyone. That's right, the game continued without anyone realizing she was no longer on the court. Not even the referees or Coach Meehan were aware they were playing one player down. There's actually a very funny viral video of it that was picked up as a sports blooper. While she eventually did get let back in the game without missing a beat, that was her Schuylerville determination. All of the pillars of character Sadie possesses today were strengthened and honed during her time in our school village. Schuylerville has served her well. Sadie's drive helped develop her curiosity about science, in particular, her passion for DNA and genetic research. Sadie worked diligently to complete a 3-year study at the Neural Stem Cell Institute in Rensselaer, New York, where she studied intercellular antibody therapeutics for neurodegenerative disorders. It's a mouthful. In layman's terms, she's hoping to one day find a genetic answer to cure or lessen the effects of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and Huntington's disease. She will continue her studies this fall at Vanderbilt University, majoring in biomedical engineering. Throughout the entire experience, Mr. Dave Keneally, her independent research teacher here at Schuylerville High School, has been with her every step of the way. We cannot thank him, Sarah Rust, or James Ducharme enough for all of the coordination of classes and helping her achieve this dream while still finishing out her high school years successfully. I'll also take a bit of credit for teaching her to drive on the highway to get herself there every day. It was a particularly terrifying experience. Seriously, look out Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee, when Sadie is allowed to have a car on campus. Sorry, Sadie, there are some things you may never master, but keep using the Schuylerville determination. In closing, my husband and I would like to express our sincerest gratitude to each and every person we have entrusted our daughter Sadie to throughout her years in Schuylerville. We are beyond proud of the young lady and scholar she has become. Now, without further ado, may I introduce to you my daughter, the senior class president, and your valedictorian for the class of 2022, Sadie Jane Taveras.
Thank you, Mom, for the introduction. And thank you all for being here to celebrate these amazing individuals that stand behind me. Daydreams are the most common form of altered consciousness. As defined by the Oxford Dictionary, daydreams are a series of pleasant thoughts that distract one's attention from the reality. Daydreams can propel one into a world that is entirely controlled by themselves. They allow for you to leave the present and enter a future that is unimaginable. In ways, daydreaming is like a superpower, because in these moments of altered consciousness, we uncover all our hopes, goals, and aspirations. I first discovered daydreaming in the 3rd grade. I spent hours every day thinking about what it would be like to be an esteemed fashion designer on the cover of Vogue. I would go home, look through my mom's magazines, and sketch out endless clothing designs. I was in Miss Patnaud's class, which meant at the end of the year, she would be awarding the entire class with Most Likely to Become awards. I couldn't wait to get my hands on the Most Likely to Become a Fashion Designer award. To say the least, I never did. Instead, I received the questionable distinction of Most Likely to Become a Teacher. Sorry, Mom. Blake Lackner, I'm coming for that award, wherever you are. To say the least, I was devastated. To cure this devastation, I changed my entire life trajectory that I had spent the entirety of 3rd grade crafting. And instead, I decided I'd become an actor. I had some help deciding my next career. As the summer after the aforementioned tragedy, I earned the lead role in the Schuylerville Children's Theater production. Unfortunately, however, after 3rd grade, my dream of stardom fizzled out. A true case of wasted talent. It was a new year, so that meant I had to once again think up a new life path for myself. For better or for worse, I was getting pretty good at this. 5th grade was a big year for me, and I was stressed out because this year I was going to become a surgeon. This dream lasted the entirety of middle school. To feed my hunger for surgery, I found online surgery simulators, my favorite being the cleft palate surgery simulator. By 8th grade, I had finally gained the confidence and courage to shadow my first ever surgery. To say the least, I found out surgery was my own personal hell, immediately becoming sick at the sight of blood and the scalpel. I didn't tell anyone I had this reaction, though. I thought I was too deep into this dream, like I was now imprisoned into becoming a surgeon. I didn't have the courage to tell anyone or even admit to myself that I was allowed to change my dream. For an entire year, I lied to myself and everyone around me that I was still in love with surgery, and that the surgery I shadowed had thrown me deeper into the rabbit hole of infatuation. Over that year, I felt like a failure. A failure in the sense I couldn't do what I wanted to do with my future. Eventually, during my freshman year of high school, I'd finally come clean to my parents. I went into my parents' room one night before bed and said, I don't want to be a surgeon anymore, and blood makes me sick. I don't know what I thought would happen. Maybe the world would stop turning. I don't remember verbatim what my parents said, but it was something along the lines of, dream the future that will make you happy. And it's okay if it changes over time. If there's one thing that I learned in my 18 years of living, it is to have the courage to dream big, but most importantly, to have the courage to change your dream if they no longer suit you. Little did I know, so many of my classmates are living examples of this. A very close friend of mine, Claire Pelletier Hoblock, also once dreamed of being a surgeon. However, Claire fell out of love with medicine and had the courage to change her dream and dream even bigger. Today, Claire has been accepted into 3 of the most rigorous military academies in the world. In the next few days, Claire will be leaving to begin her journey at the United States Naval Academy,
all because her middle school self had the courage to evolve a new dream. Eliza Barton once dreamed of being a college softball player. She spent most of her elementary and early middle school summers at softball camps, practices, and games. Eliza was extremely dedicated to softball. Yet, despite her dedication, she no longer had fun. In 7th grade, Eliza had the courage to switch to lacrosse, even though she only knew the basics of the sport. Today, Eliza is one of 3 people to have ever entered the 300-point club in Schuylerville girls lacrosse history. And she has committed to play Division II lacrosse at St. Rose College. Nick Coffinger had always been obsessed with becoming an environmental conservation officer. When Nick was 16, however, he began volunteering at the Schuylerville Fire Department. There, he found his passion lies with firefighting. In the fall, Nick will be attending the University of New Haven to study arson and explosion investigation and hopes to one day make a career out of his passion. Jeffrey Long once thought about becoming a forest ranger or even an architect. However, in Jeff's junior year, he enrolled in BOCES for heavy equipment operation, and to his surprise, he really enjoyed it. As junior and senior year progressed, Jeff became extremely passionate about heavy equipment operation and decided to pursue a career in it. Since then, Jeff has acquired countless job offers, and secured a job because of his dream, because of his dedication to his passion. Last but certainly not least, Anna Belden. She never really knew what she wanted to be. She always was told that she was good at public speaking and debating. In middle school, she devoured films with leads who played lawyers and carefully examined political matters. It was in those years she decided she would become a lawyer. Anna was never entirely with the idea of becoming a lawyer. She was, however, entirely in love with acting in film. It wasn't until high school that Anna ditched wanting to become a lawyer and decided to pursue a career in acting. This past spring, Anna was accepted into Marymount Manhattan's prestigious acting and directing program. It's people like Claire, Eliza, Nick, Jeff, and Anna that helped me realize that change can be positive. The year after I shadowed my first surgery, I was afraid that changing my dream would define me as a person. It wasn't until I had the courage to admit to myself that my dream no longer suited me that I realized I was right. Our dreams and aspirations do define us, but that year I was sad, anxious, and disappointed. However, once I allowed myself to dream something new, I felt rejuvenated. I want you all to take a minute and think about your dreams, hopes, and aspirations. If your thoughts were all rainbows and butterflies, then good job. Your dream still suits you. Maybe your thoughts were dull and stagnant. I'm no scientist yet, but chances are your dreams no longer suit you. Or maybe they never did. It is so often that we are stuck in a dream that is not meant for us just because we have sought after it for so long, or in some cases, because people have pushed them on us. As you have already heard, many people go through similar experiences. In most cases, they discover that the only thing one needs to change about their long-embedded dream is courage. We all know courage can be a scary thing. Courage is being the person to drink the expired milk when your siblings dare you to. The worst thing that can happen is food poisoning. The negative consequences of courage are heavily outweighed by the positive outcomes. Would you rather live in a world that is dull and stagnant, or would you rather choose to have courage to follow your dreams? At the age of 15, I decided I want to live in a whimsical world. My dreams have gotten me so far and have made me so happy. Having courage to change my dreams allowed me to do so many things I would have never fathomed possible. Today, I have accomplished one of the dreams I made for myself as a freshman, giving the valedictory address at graduation. I would never be standing here today if I didn't have courage. Courage gave me a chance to attend one of the top universities in the country to pursue biomedical engineering. I'm ecstatic to see what the future holds for my classmates and I. And I believe we will all do great things if we just have courage. On a final note, I'd like to thank a few people that have supported me unconditionally throughout my life and my time at Schuylerville. Mom and Dad, thank you for shaping me into the person I am today. I would be nowhere without you guys. To Riley, Reese, and Emily, thank you for being good people that I can admire and look up to every day. To the rest of my family, I'm so grateful for your constant support and motivation. Thank you to all my friends who made me excited to wake up before the sun every day just to see them. To all my teachers, thank you for the love of learning you gave me. To my coaches and teammates, thank you for pushing me to be a better player, but more importantly, a better person. Thank you, Ms. Rust, for being my spirit guide throughout high school. To administration, you guys run a really good school, so thank you. Thank you to the Schuylerville community for giving me and my fellow students a safe and encouraging atmosphere to become the people we are today. Lastly, I'd like to thank the class of 2022 for all the great memories you have given me. Have courage to dream big, but even more, to change your dreams if they expire. No one likes drinking sour milk or experiencing its effects. Thank you. As the class of 2022's president, I have one last final duty of taking the class selfie, so I'm just going to take that really quick. I'm going to do this side, and then the middle, and then that side. Okay, I only need two. Thank you.
Thank you, Sadie, and congratulations. Both Megan and Sadie and all of our speakers tonight have highlighted numerous accomplishments by the group of individuals behind me. They are an amazing group of young men and young women. We are so proud to have them as graduates. It's time to get them up out of the shade, though. In a moment, we will be awarding all of our graduates with their high school diploma. We have 29 students that achieved a Regents diploma with advanced designation. 27 of those also earned their honors designation. 60 students earned their Regents diploma, 11 earned their mastery in science, and 19 earned a mastery in science and math. 9 have earned their CTE endorsement. Quite an accomplishment by these individuals behind me. Dr. Sherman and members of the Board of Education, as principal of Schuylerville High School, I hereby certify that these students have met all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by the State of New York and the Schuylerville Board of Education. It is my great pleasure to award diplomas to the Schuylerville class of 2022. Dr. Sherman, Mr. Tizanos, Mrs. Rust, Miss O'Brien, and Miss Bean, please join me in awarding the diplomas.
Sadie Jane Taveras. Megan Ann Staddle. Sarah Elizabeth McMahon. Anna Mae Belden. Mackenzie Carol Harrington. Ian Scott Baker. Victoria Cooper. Katie Lynn Pelletier Hoblock. Claire Charlotte Pelletier Hoblock. Anastasia Maria Kumanis. Anna Catherine Lale. Ava Riley Brophy. Tara Murphy. Claire Charlotte Sachs. Caitlin Nicole Keating. Aubrey Grace French.
Carly Rose Yeager. Abigail Irene Karen. Chloe Jean Bartholomew. Molly Lynn Nastasi. I'd now like to invite Board of Education member Bernie Buff to the stage to present the next diploma to his daughter. Maeve Emily Buff. Natalie Marie Myers. Rebecca Shannon Brandt. Balasai Witt. Isabel Imogene Retano Stayer. Taylor Marie Petrowski. Amber C. Sisson. Allison Eileen Peak. Ryan Robert Patiri. Daniel Sky Farbanek. Ryan Charles David Dow. Nicholas R. Reisenhoover. Zachary Thomas Bowen. Eliza Barton. Grace Margaret Early. Owen Matthew Sherman. Abigail Rose Bolak. Liam Thomas Armstrong. Aubrey Lisbeth Methvin. Colby Himmerich. Jack Vincent Gulick. Nicholas Aberscato. James Gregory Andrzejak. Samuel J. Badali. Dawn Erica Baird. Claire Ava Barber. Conacher B. Blackwood. Daniel G. Bordeaux. Jeffrey J. Buell. Brielle Elizabeth Burke. Christian Lucas Callow Somoza. Julian Peter Callow Somoza. Leon Carney. Joseph David Clifford. John Nicholas Coffinger. Evan Scott Koger. Jillian Marie Koger. Brenna Marie Coonrod. Lucas Cottrell. Skylar Jordan Dagnall. Wyatt C. Dio. Sydney Jane Dubray. Antonio Ambrose Fernandez. Joshua Isaiah Fernandez. Raven Fish. Austin T. Gear.
Cody Jacob Giroux. Aiden Lee Gleason. Riley Kathleen Goldup. Elizabeth R. Goodspeed. Willow Delaney Green. Christopher John Hanna. Daryl J. Hedden. Justin Matthew Hinners. Christian Howarth. Dylan James Jeffords. Anthony James Kelly. Blake Marie Lackner. Dylan Legault. Noah Reed Levine Blanchard. Ariana J. Livingston. Jeffrey Long. J. I. Maderick. Cody A. McNall. Emma Grace McShane. Aiden Thomas Walter Maholland. Hunter James Murphy. Olivia Catherine Murphy. Emily R. Navarra. Caleb Gunnar Nygaard. Harrison James Parnham. Carson Daniel Patrick. Zachary Colin Payant. Ryan J. Peck. Tyler Connor Quackenbush. Morgan Jane Rabideau. Ryan Matthew Rhodes. Cadence Yvonne Riley. Alexandria Roberson. Reed Philip David Rockhill. Eva Maria White Rodriguez. Cynthia Diamond May Sanders. Juliana Grace Skasha. Margaret Jane Schwartz. I'd now like to invite Board of Education member Jessica Schwerd to the stage to present the next diploma to her son. Theodore David Schwerd. Liam Aubrey Shaw. Mark Joseph Solon, Jr. Scott Edward Stasny. Keegan Michael Theovarge. Simon K. Vanyo. Kevin Michael Volkner. Hunter James Wadsworth. Emily Marie Walborough. Gabriella Kathleen Welch. Alyssa May White. Kyle Raymond White, Jr.
Graduates, please rise. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Schuylerville class of 2022. Mr. Robinson, let's see if they listened and wrote their names in their caps. Graduates, you can sit. Before we close the ceremony, I'd like to thank everyone who has contributed to the success of these young men and women. Now that we have shade, we can take our time. Thank you to the many educators who have worked with these students throughout elementary, middle, and high school. Many of them are here with us today, to my far right, your far left. Thank you to staff. Thank you to Mrs. Taryn Kane for putting together our senior video and constantly communicating the many successes of our school district. Our main office support staff that really puts this in motion. Thank you to Ms. Janine O'Brien, Mrs. Sarah Rust, the school counselors for the class of 2022, for all their outstanding work with these students over the past 4 years. Mr. Jordan Tizanos, our high school assistant principal, for the continued support and the words of encouragement he provides our students on a daily basis. I would like to also recognize the senior class advisor, Mr. Tom Robinson, for continuing to provide Mr. Robinson continues to provide our seniors with valuable experiences and traditions of their senior year, a senior trip, and their own prom. Yes, their own prom. Thank you, Tom. Graduates, please know that your school community is truly proud of you and wishes you the very best in the adventures that await you. I said it the other night at graduation awards, and I really mean it. If you haven't already, I encourage you to take some time this evening or this weekend to say thank you to your parents, your family members, and the others who have loved and supported you all these years. It's been a tough ride for them as well. To the class of 2022, the journey each of you have taken to today has been different, and the journey you will take after today will be unique by the decisions you make about your future. Each decision will have its own impact. Some of these impacts will be positive, some will be negative, but each one will be a learning experience. It is those experiences that will shape the person that you will continue to grow into. Be motivated, not by the dreams and aspirations others have for you. Be motivated for your dreams, your passion, your goals. Be the person that challenges the impossible. It is easy to look for a way out or not to do something because it is too hard. Be the person that takes the hard road ahead. It is a more rewarding journey. Be you. Be true to yourself. Lastly, as I've said to each of the 4 graduating classes that I've had the privilege to be principal of, find something you love to do. You will never have to work a day in your life. All of us at Schuylerville feel that way. Graduates, please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, the class of 22 will exit the bleachers and process across the field. Please meet them outside the fence line. Thank you for coming tonight, and for one last time, congratulations to the class of 2022, and thank you. I wish you a bright future ahead.